Hey everybody, thanks for checking in with episode number 2 of Thunder Chef. In this episode, I'm just going to talk about how to have a garden with no time, no space, and no money. Um, a lot of us want to grow things. We all like to eat food, and I'm just going to kind of go through a quick video of how to have food all year round. I grow 6 times a year on a dram of an acre. A dram of an acre is a 16th of an acre to less sophisticated circles, but nevertheless, I grow organic. I don't weed. I don't put a whole lot of pesticides or fertilizer in the ground. I just make sure I start with good stuff and then I get good stuff out of it. So, in this episode, that's pretty much what we're going to talk about, and I'll make a little something at the end of it with what we picked from today's video. Now, a lot of you know I grow the hot chilies for the Thunder Chief official hot sauce of doom. But I also grow other things too, weird shit. I like to eat, but I don't like to do a lot of work making that happen. So in this case, I have beans. This happens to be a red dragon bean. They grow 30 inches long. They're really good when they come off young like this. They're crisp and tender. You snap them apart like green beans, saute them, eat them raw. I like to eat them raw with some peppers out of the garden. You get 2 per pod. And then you can let them get a little bit older and papery and pick the seeds out for next year or shell them like beans. Right here I have some drying out. I'm going to take the seeds out for next year and I'll have a crop. Basically I planted 2 plants and have been eating all year. This is mustard seed. I have spice and seed for. So maybe the first 10 people that want free coriander and mustard seeds, give me an email shop. But this is from the cilantro. This is coriander seeds. I have seed for next year, spice for today after I ate the cilantro. So the possibilities are endless. This is a blackberry bush that I got from Home Depot. It was on clearance. So I put a bird net over it and I grow fat, juicy, thumb-sized blackberries, and I don't do anything but water it. Actually, I don't even water a whole lot. I kind of let nature do its thing. The plants will tell you when they need water. Off of this bush, I've already made wine, let it ferment, let it do its thing, and I've already drank that wine, and I have more coming, I don't know, probably in a week or so, looking at these berries. Over here, I've started my fall crop of carrots. These are red atomics, and I have some purples coming in, I think, as well. Over here next to my back door, I have a yellow tomato pear plant. I get so much food off of this plant, it's ridiculous. If I stretch it out, it's probably 30 feet. So this is one of my favorite things to make. It's a pico de gallo. I just added lemon juice, some red chilies, onion, a little garlic, salt, and that was it. It's great. It's delicious. And over here we have a lot of watermelon. There's watermelon growing every fucking where in my yard right now. I don't care where the vines go. I don't have specific areas for the watermelon. I just let them grow. They'll grow up the side of your house, trellis, your AC unit. It doesn't matter. Some of them won't make it. Most of them will. If you don't bother with reading what the internet has to say about gardening, you'll find watermelons all over your yard. You'll find more peppers and tomatoes than you'll ever have. Like this corn right here, I've done nothing at all except pick it from these guys. It was so sweet, so delicious. Once again, it's all organic. I don't have to weed this stuff. I just come over, look to see what's growing, and I have more stuff. So I probably have 15 watermelons in the yard. Over here is my chili garden. These are Scotch bonnets. I trim my plants to make sure I have fruit hanging off of every node. And if you want to learn how, just give me an email. So there's another watermelon plant sitting next to two habanero plants, and there's a cucumber plant. Right here, there's some more baby corn for end of the year harvest. There's actually a third watermelon plant, and there's an eggplant over there to the left. I got my Hungarian red cherries. Over here, it looks like the Scotch bonnets are starting to turn yellow. I have some fatales and habaneros, chocolate habanero, Tabasco. These right here are yellows, but they all turn red in the end. But it's how you trim the plants as to how much fruit you get out of each plant, whether it's a tomato or eggplant or a pepper plant. It's all in how you trim it. That's shishito dripping off. That's my Scotch bonnet, just dripping pods. There's only 12 plants in this little area right here. They're all about knee high because they're the type of plants that don't grow as tall as ghost peppers and some of the other paper walled peppers. But I grow so much out of very little, it's insane. All I have to do is take a couple of leaves off, which is a nice evening in the garden with some beers, get a stool out there, take it off, and you're happy. Then you keep getting fruits all day. But every now and then you'll see some stems that don't have any leaves, and that's an alarm. You have to stop and start looking for something. You may not know what it is, but it's this fucking thing right here. I hate those fucking things. You have to get them off your plants. I kill them or give them to the chickens or the birds or whatever. You can keep them as pets too, but they're a gypsy hawk moth and you don't want those around. Anyway, getting back to the pepper plants, these are in the ground, just straight into the ground in the grass. That's all I did. That one's about 3.5 feet tall. That tomato wall back there is only 3 plants, and I have about 20 feet of tomatoes with 12 pepper plants on that side. This one being the largest, that's the mother plant. But you can see I don't have it in a raised bed, and I don't have anything special around it. I just make sure I keep it trimmed. You see the flowers, you see the fruits. When these turn ripe, we're gonna have so many. So right now I have about 400 to 500 peppers hanging off in between weeds and more watermelon, as you can see right there. There's tomatoes everywhere. You have to make sure you look at tomato plants, pepper plants, squash plants, and any kind of vine plant to make sure you don't have pests that are getting into it. If so, use neem oil. Anyway, that's just next to my house. I get so much food out of there. I've had potatoes, tomatoes, corn, beans, peas, all kinds of stuff. We even have a chicken coop in the backyard. We even have the morning glories for pollination. We get bees and butterflies and other types of pests like wasps and things like that, which actually pollinate, and they actually kill the stuff that you don't want in your garden. So, since everything's dead in the garden, other than the plants, this is what we picked today. This is straight out of the garden. If you let hornworms get to it, then you're toast. You will not have this at all. So I went ahead and chopped up 3 types of tomatoes, some onion, some shishito peppers, that are medium to mild, and some garlic. You can do anything you want with this. You could eat this straight right now. We have a hot pan. We're going to add some olive oil and toss that right in. It looks good the way it is. You can add salt and pepper and eat it the way it is. But today we're going to make a sauce. You can add anything you want. Oyster mushrooms out of your window. I know a lot of you grow mushrooms. Whatever it might be, but herbs you might want to wait till the end so they don't overpower or dissipate. So this right here looks good to me. I would eat this as bruschetta. Maybe take it out, let it cool and congel a little bit. But as you cook it down more, of course, it's going to break down. I have a fork, and I'm going to push it away to see how dry it's getting. This looks very good too. It's still fresh. But if you let it cook longer, it's going to break down and it's going to start to caramelize at the bottom of the pan. Don't worry, I'm not scraping the pan, Colleen. But I'm going to add some stock without scraping the pan with a fork. That looks good. And it's up to you how long you want to cook it. So from here, you could take it off, let it cool, and make salsa. Add your ingredients. You can add some basil to it, oregano, rosemary, whatever you want to do. You could cook off some meat, add this, make a bolognese sauce. You can make a pomodoro by adding some pecorino romano. You can do a lot of shit with this. My British friends, you'd probably want to make a tomato mop. You may not like peppers or have peppers over there, but a tomato mop's pretty damn good. So that's what you can do with no time, no space, no money. After filming and picking these vegetables, it took me 10 minutes to cook this. So I don't know what we're going to do with it, but we're going to eat it. Thanks for tuning in. We have some really big surprises coming up for the future episodes of Thunder Chef, and we hope you check back in. Subscribe, like, share. We'll see you again soon.